Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to have you here today. Our presentation is titled Unmasking Manipulation, Recognizing the Predictable Playbook. We'll be exploring how to identify manipulation, understand manipulative behaviors, and learn strategies to set healthy boundaries. Over the next few slides, I'll share insights into the manipulator's mindset and how they respond when their control is challenged. So, let's dive in and start uncovering these patterns together. Understanding the manipulator's playbook is crucial because it helps us see beyond their tactics. Recognizing these patterns isn't just about self-protection. It's about understanding that many of their behaviors are quite predictable, almost like clockwork. When we know what to expect, it becomes easier to trust our own perceptions instead of doubting ourselves, and to respond with clarity and strength. I want you to realize that when a manipulator feels their control slipping, their behavior often becomes highly predictable. This isn't random at all. It's a defensive move, a way for them to try to regain power and maintain their carefully crafted facade. The key here is familiarizing ourselves with these common responses. By doing so, we gain a significant advantage. We can anticipate their next move, validate our own experiences, and build resilience against their attempts to throw us off balance. Recognizing these patterns empowers us to respond confidently and stay grounded. Let's talk about tactic 1, gaslighting and distorting reality. This is often the very first move a manipulator makes when they feel threatened. Their goal is to convince you that you're wrong or that what you remember didn't actually happen. They mainly use two strategies. The first is denial. You might hear them say things like, "That's not true," or "You're imagining things," or even "I never said that." Even when there's clear evidence, they insist that their version is correct. This kind of denial plants seeds of doubt in your mind, making you question your own memory and perception. The second strategy is distortion. If denial doesn't work, they'll twist the facts. They might rationalize their behavior or claim they're innocent by changing the story. For example, they could dismiss cruelty as just a joke or say that you provoked them. The key here is that they manipulate the facts to make themselves look better and shift blame onto you. Understanding these tactics helps us recognize how manipulators try to control our reality and undermine our confidence. The goal of gaslighting is quite straightforward but also quite insidious. It aims to destabilize your confidence in your own reality. When someone starts to make you question yourself, it becomes much easier for them to control you. This tactic gradually erodes your self-trust, making you more vulnerable to influence. It's a form of psychological manipulation that can make you doubt your sanity, your memories, and how you perceive the world around you. Over time, this can lead to serious issues like anxiety, depression, and a deep sense of confusion. So, how can you protect yourself from this? One key strategy is to document your interactions. Keep a private record of conversations and incidents. This helps you stay grounded in what actually happened. Trust your perception. Reaffirm your own reality, especially when someone tries to challenge it. And don't hesitate to seek objective support. Share your experiences with trusted friends or family members who are outside of the manipulator's influence. Remember, maintaining your sense of reality is crucial in resisting gaslighting and safeguarding your mental health. Now, if gaslighting doesn't work to silence you, expect the person to show anger. At this point, manipulators often escalate their tactics by punishing you emotionally or even threatening consequences. One common response is to deny, refusing to acknowledge the accusation. They might also attack, launching a counterattack on you or the person making the claim. Sometimes, they'll flip roles entirely, making themselves the victim and you the offender. This is what we call DARVO: deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. Basically, if you accuse them of manipulation, they'll turn around and accuse you of being the manipulator, narcissist, or abuser. They might even shame you for confronting them instead of addressing the actual issue. This tactic is especially damaging for self-reflective people because it can make them doubt themselves. So, how do you protect yourself? The key is to recognize the DARVO pattern. When every concern you raise gets flipped back onto you, it's not about your wrongness. It's about the manipulator trying to dodge accountability. Recognizing this pattern is crucial in maintaining your clarity and protecting your emotional well-being. Now, let's talk about tactic 3, the smear campaign. When direct manipulation doesn't work, many abusers shift gears and start attacking your reputation instead. This is often one of the most damaging tactics because it involves recruiting others to their side, making it harder for you to defend yourself. One common element is preemptive storytelling. They might tell others a distorted or softened version of events before you even have a chance to set the record straight. This way, they're shaping perceptions early on. They also often rally social groups, reconnecting with old friends or charming new acquaintances to gain loyalty and support. It's a way of creating a network that backs their narrative. Another key point is undermining your credibility. They may claim you're unstable, emotionally erratic, or dealing with mental health issues. But in reality, they're weaponizing your natural responses, your trauma reactions, to make themselves look calm and rational by comparison. And finally, they may betray your confidences. Anything you once shared in trust can be turned against you, used as ammunition in their campaign to discredit you. Overall, this tactic is about turning the social environment against you and making it very difficult for others to see the truth. Let's talk about the smear campaign and what its real goal is. Essentially, its main aim is to isolate you socially, making it harder for you to connect with others. It also seeks to silence you through shame and ultimately protect the reputation of the person or group behind it. This tactic is very calculated. It's designed to turn your support system against you, leaving you feeling alone, vulnerable, and maybe even hopeless. While it might seem chaotic on the surface, it's really about maintaining their own public image at your expense, trying to destroy yours in the process. So, what should you do in the face of this? First, always maintain your integrity. Resist the urge to engage in counter-smear campaigns or retaliate. Instead, calmly stand by your truth and your values. It's also crucial to document everything. Keep records of interactions and events discreetly. This can be invaluable if you need to defend yourself later. And don't forget, lean on your allies. Trustworthy friends and family who know the real you can offer support and perspective when you're feeling under attack. Remember, staying grounded and true to yourself is your best defense against these tactics. Now let's talk about tactic 4, moving on to the next target. Manipulators often need someone to demonize because it helps them maintain their sense of power. When you're no longer convenient or available, they tend to shift their attention to a new victim. The process usually starts with identifying a new source of supply or control, someone they can charm and draw in through idealization. They'll use charm to make the new target feel special, but this is just a tactic to hook them in. Next comes devaluation, where the manipulator begins the cycle of manipulation and control again. This cycle can be quite destructive, especially for the new victim who may not see the pattern yet. And when the manipulator is exposed or no longer gets what they want, they discard that person and move on to the next target. Over time, these patterns of multiple estrangements, high conflict fallouts, and smear campaigns become more apparent. What's important to realize is that these repeated cycles often point back to the manipulator. They're the common denominator, not all those toxic people around them. So, how can you protect yourself? Accept that closure may never come from the manipulator. Instead, try to observe their pattern from a distance and take comfort in the fact that others will eventually see the truth. Recognizing these tactics can help you break free from the cycle and regain your sense of control. Now, let's talk about hoovering, which is essentially an attempt by manipulators to pull you back into their lives after things have cooled down. Sometimes, once they've found someone else to blame or a new target, they might try to reconnect by sending apologies, friendly messages, or even claiming they miss the relationship. But here's the important part. Unless these apologies are backed by genuine accountability and real behavioral change, this hoovering is just a way to reset the cycle of abuse. They need someone to idealize again, and unfortunately, that person often becomes you once more. So what should you watch out for? First, be extremely cautious. Don't mistake superficial apologies for real change. Look for consistent proof that they're actually accountable. True change requires ongoing responsibility for past actions, not just empty words. And finally, avoid falling into the trap of reconnecting without seeing genuine change. If you do, you risk reigniting the cycle of abuse, which can be very damaging. Remember, recognizing these tactics helps you protect yourself and maintain healthier boundaries. Now, let's talk about empowering yourself through clarity and strength. When you expose a manipulator, it's important to understand that resistance, projection, and retaliation are common reactions. These behaviors aren't just random. They are patterned defense mechanisms driven by fear of losing control. Recognizing this helps you stay grounded and avoid being caught off guard. Next, it's crucial to stop questioning yourself. Manipulators often thrive on making you doubt your reality. Trust your instincts. Your inner voice is your best guide in these situations. Remember, your perception is valid. Let's also look at the 5 stages you might encounter. Gaslighting, DARVO, where the manipulator denies, attacks, and reverses victim and offender, smear campaigns, shifting targets, and hoovering to suck you back into their orbit. Being familiar with these stages allows you to identify manipulative tactics early on. Protecting your peace is vital. Guard your mental and emotional well-being fiercely. This means setting boundaries and not allowing their tactics to destabilize you. Equally important is protecting your reputation. Maintain your integrity and let your actions speak for themselves. Consistency and honesty will always serve you well. And finally, break the cycle. Never return unless genuine accountability has been proven. Trust takes time to rebuild, and only when there's real change can you consider re-engagement. Once you learn to recognize these patterns, you can respond with clarity and strength, not confusion or doubt. That's how you reclaim your power and maintain your peace in challenging situations.